everyone, welcome to Art and Stitches by TL, a creative podcast. My name is Teresa, and on this podcast I will be talking about all my creative endeavors, everything from knitting, embroidery, sewing, reading, writing, any of those kinds of things. I kind of like to say I am a jack of all trades, master of none. I dabble in lots of different creative things. Oh, and I forgot drawing or painting. I also do that as well. Anyways, welcome back. This is episode 2. I wasn't sure if I'd get to recording episode 2 so quickly. Sorry, my cat is rubbing against the... Go away, shoo! The tripod, making it shake. I wasn't sure if I'd get back to another episode so soon, but as you can see, I'm still very pregnant. Still waiting on this baby. My due date is officially this coming Tuesday, February 6th, so I still could have over a week or so left. I tend to go overdue anyway, so probably at least a week left. But I'm glad I'm able to do another episode before baby comes. What should we begin with? Let's start with finished objects. So my first finished object I have is this toque. If you recall, I actually showed this yarn in my last episode as one of my acquisitions. This is knit in the petite wool in the wine colorway. It's just a simple rib stitch beanie, and I added a pom-pom to it. I followed the LoomaHat pattern here on YouTube and Etsy, and yeah, so I finished this. My next finished object is this little newborn hat, also made out of yarn from my acquisitions last episode. This is made in the petite wool in the flamingo colorway. So yeah, this hat I just did my own thing. I just did some purling and knits every so often here. So I just kind of did my own thing. But to go along with this, I also made these cute little newborn booties out of the same yarn. They've got a folded cuff. And these are loom knit, just like the little hat. These were loom knit on a small flower loom. It's only about yay big. I followed a LoomaHat tutorial for this on YouTube as well. So I made these. These are not for my baby. My baby is a boy. But I made these to sell. So that, and then I made another set of the similar hat. So another newborn hat, this time still out of the petite wool, but this one used flamingo for the brim, and then I think it's millennial pink was for the rest of it. So 2 different colorways were used, and again, little booties to go with. I think they're super cute, and these like work up so fast. I can loom knit one of these in half an hour, so an hour for both of the booties. Again, it's got the doubled over cuff, the 2 colors, flamingo and then millennial pink. Super cute. I am going to make a set for my baby. I think I have a skein of olive green of the petite wool. Oh, and I held the petite wool double because it wasn't thick enough to use on the looms single stranded. On their website, they say it's a chunky yarn, but I looked it up online. A lot of people are saying it's more worsted weight, and it's definitely wasn't chunky enough to use on the looms on its own, so I had to double up, which is why I made baby items out of it, because like when I made the adult hat, this is held double as well, and I just had enough for one hat, and then yeah, so this is all held double as well. So those are all my finished objects. Haven't finished anything else, but I do have some whips. So let's see. I guess the first one, which you saw last week, the Afghan that I'm working on. I didn't do too much. Sorry, not last week, 2 weeks ago at this point. When I showed you last, it had the yellow and the blue, and I only did a white stripe after. This is kind of the knitting I want to do if I just want to relax or don't want to think about anything. So I'm just kind of picking up here and there when I feel like it. So yeah, only one more square added, but whenever I do work on it, it goes by really quick because it's just straight knitting. My other work in progress is this. It doesn't look like much right now, but this is a sock. So you can see I have the cuff done, and then I'm starting to work on the body of the sock. This is using the Topsy yarn that I showed in olive green and heather green. I used the olive green for the cuff, and I'm using the heather green for the body. It's in fingering weight, as you, I don't know if you can see, but it's like super thin, and it doesn't knit up very quick, so this is taking a while. I haven't touched it too much. I keep getting interrupted by children coming upstairs. Anyways, as I was saying, it's fingering weight, so it's working up really slowly. I did like 5 rows in the body today. So we'll see. It's not super motivating right now to try to work on this, but I'm slowly going at it. Also, I'm not sure, it's looking a bit big, so I'm not sure if it'll fit me in the end. My husband might need to take it. I don't know. We'll see once I'm done and try it on and all that. So is that work in progress? And then this is the work in progress I'm the most excited about. So I think I mentioned it in my last podcast that needle knitting intimidated me quite a bit, and I was like nervous to start, but I really want to learn. Well, you know what? I decided, what the heck, and to just go ahead and do it. So I watched some Ashley Lillis tutorials and some KnittyNatty tutorials. Again, if I mention anyone's channel or any company or fiber, I will mention, link it in the description below. I decided just to go ahead and start learning to needle knit. I mean, I had learned when I was like a teenager at some point, but I don't even think I finished the scarf. So I had done it briefly, but it's a lot more intuitive than I thought it was going to be, and it feels a lot more natural than I thought it was going to be. I did have to rip out my cast on 3 times, and then I got it right. And then my first row of knit and purls, I ripped out after the first round. But then since then, I haven't had to rip out anything because it feels natural. So I'm just making a simple stockinette cowl with a small edge of knit 1 purl 1 ribbing on circular needles. This is using the petite wool in the colorway Colorado. I love this colorway. It's so cool. It's like this creamy color with orange and gray, and it's just really pretty, and it's working out really nice. So yeah. Oh, and my little stitch markers. Let's see if it'll focus. Stitch markers from, oh, where are they from? I don't remember where they're from, but I will link it in the description below. But they're little cowboy boots as an ode to my equestrianism. So, but yeah, this has been really fun to work on. It's so relaxing, and there's something so like, I don't know, satisfying about like knitting with the needles. I don't know. So I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, this will just be a simple cowl, and I've still got lots left. So this is my favorite whip so far, just because I'm super proud of myself for actually figuring out how to knit, and the fact that it's been so enjoyable is just, it's really nice. So yeah, so those are my whips. I don't know. Oh, acquisitions, I guess. We'll move on to acquisitions. I got a few. I should have watched my last podcast over again just to make sure that I didn't talk about this already, but I don't think I did. I got in an order from Fireweed Fiber Company. Yeah, Fireweed Fiber Company. And I got, if this is repetitive, I will just cut it out, I guess. But if I didn't talk about this in my last podcast, it'll stay in. I got a sweaters quantity. There's 2 more skeins of this, but I'm not going to hold them all up. This is 2 skeins of their colorway Pinot Noir. I don't know if I didn't say that properly. On their Wood Lily DK base. I will hold this up. It's really pretty, like burgundy with black and brown neps in it. It's 85% superwash merino and 15% Donegal neps to make it the tweed. This is going to be a gift knit, so I'm not going to say too much just in case the person that I'm making it for watches this, but this is a sweaters quantity worth, and this is my first indie dyed yarn I have ever bought, and it just feels so luxurious and so nice, and I'm super excited to work with it, but I was also scared to work with it because my plan is to needle knit the sweater. Actually, it's not even going to be a sweater. Well, it's a sweater, but it's a cardigan, so even, I don't know. We'll see. I might be crazy for attempting that. And then in that same order, I got 1 skein of their, this is the aubergine colorway. It's kind of like a nice dark purpley violet color. It's really pretty, super soft. It's on their violet sock base, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And yeah, it's super soft. Feels so nice. This is also a gift knit. Again, I'm not going to say too much. I mean, it will be a pair of socks, but yeah, it's also a gift. But yeah, Fireweed Fiber Company. You should check them out. They are hand dyers from Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is really cool. I actually grew up in Winnipeg until well, not completely. I lived in Winnipeg until I was 8, and most of my siblings were born in Winnipeg. So that's kind of cool that this is from an indie dyer in Winnipeg. So I had got that, I think I got that not last week, but the week before. And then the next acquisitions, nothing fancy, just from Walmart, but picked up 2 skeins of Wool Ease Thick and Quick yarn in these 2 colorways. These make really nice toques. I made a bunch for people for Christmas. I used the linen stitch beanie pattern from LoomaHat on YouTube, and they were really nice, and everyone who got one really liked it. So I bought more to make a couple of hats to sell. This one is in the colorway Sea Glass, and it's kind of like cream and brown and green. It's really nice. If you've never used Woolies Thick and Quick, it is a super bulky number 6 yarn, 80% acrylic, and 20% wool. And it's machine washable and dryable. But they just make really nice hats, and they work, because it's super bulky, it works so well on the loom, so I like to use them for loom knit toques. So that's that colorway. And then this colorway is Toasted Almond, and it's like black with some brown, different shades of brown. It's really nice. So those will make a couple of nice toques. And then I always put a faux fur pom-pom on top, because I like the way it looks. So that's it for acquisitions. I haven't done any drawing or painting, so I'm not going to talk about that. I haven't done any embroidery, so that's kind of all I've been up to. I tried to have a writing session with a friend last week over Discord, and my writing well is so dry. I did not write a thing, and we ended up just chatting the whole time, which is great. We needed a good chat anyway, but yeah, didn't write anything. Reading. So I showed you the ARC, or however you want to say that, copy of Into the Churn that I was reading on my Kindle last time. I haven't read a single word since. I'm just not getting into it. Like, it's really well written, but I'm just not in the mood for sci-fi, and I'm very much a mood reader. Like, if I'm not in the mood to read something, it's just, no, I can't do it. But to try to break my reading slump, I picked up this book to read. And this book, The Realm of Oblivion, is written by my very good friend, Murray Good. And I had actually beta read this for her back in April of last year, before she had any editing done or anything like that, which was really fun. That was my first time I ever beta read anything for anybody. But this book, you guys should read it. It's really good. It's a fantasy, romance. It deals with, there's a few heavier topics, like nothing crazy, but like the main character finds out that she's not originally from Earth and she was realm trafficked to Earth. So that's all I'll say. But this book is really, really good, and yeah, I think you all should go out and read it. It's available on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, like on their online website. So, Realm of Oblivion by Murray Good. You should go read it because it's really good if you like fantasy and romance stories. And yeah, and it's really pretty too. So this book, yeah, I only picked it up a couple days ago, so I'm not super far into it, and it's been really cool reading it now that it's been published, because I read it before it was even edited and everything, and seeing it all polished up, and it's just amazing, and I'm so proud of my friend. And yeah, so if you want to check it out, go check it out on Amazon or barnesandnoble.com. And oh, this is not reading or anything. This is related to knitting again. But I started today just a little journal, my 2023 knitting projects. Nothing fancy. I just write down the name of the item I made, date completed, yarn used, needle, what needle size or looms I used, and then I tape in a little yarn sample. This was for my daughter's loom knit sweater that I made at the beginning of the year, and then when I get my button to gear, I will print pictures of the completed project and glue them in. So yeah, I'm excited to like use this to keep track of my projects and kind of have samples. I don't know, I thought it'd be kind of cool if one day my grandchildren come across it and they can like see the yarns that were used. I don't know, I thought it'd be a cool idea, so I started doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We went through whips, we went through finished objects, we went through acquisitions, what I've been reading. That's, yeah, pretty much it. Wow, that was really quick. Anyways, so I think I'm going to try to stick to every 2 weeks, because then I actually have something to show, because like I said, I can be a slow maker. So trying to do one every week, I just don't think is possible for me. And who knows, it might change, or it might get further than every 2 weeks once the baby's born, who knows. But yeah, so thank you for coming to episode 2 of my podcast, and hopefully hopefully I'll see you guys again in 2 weeks. I hope you have a good and blessed day. Bye.